Good evening. Good evening, Rams. I'm your weatherman, Michelangelo Bustamante. And as Marlo was saying earlier, we've got a really exciting weekend coming up. So let's get right to the forecast. All right, so as you look at tonight's lows, across the Front Range, we have pretty good weather. It's going to be 60 tonight in Fort Collins. It's going to be in the low to mid 60s up and down the Front Range. Let's talk about the showdown. So the showdown is going to be the biggest event in the state of Colorado tomorrow. So let's get right to the forecast. When you're tailgating at the game tomorrow, it's going to be pretty hot out there, 85 and sunny skies. So be sure to drink plenty of water. Then at kickoff, it's going to be 83 with a slight breeze. So it's going to cool down a little bit, still going to be hot. So be sure to keep drinking that water, but it's going to be a great football forecast. Then at the start of the fourth quarter, it's going to be 72. So it's going to definitely have cooled off by then. A few clouds in the sky. Overall, though, perfect weather for the football game. All right, so now let's get into tomorrow's highs as people come from all over the state into Denver. As we go up and down the Front Range, is going to be in the upper 80s, 86 in Fort Collins, 85 in Denver. A little bit cooler in Colorado Springs. They're supposed to have a couple of rain showers. Pueblo, though, it's going to be 86. Out in the Eastern Plains, it's going to be in the 90s to upper 80s. And then out in the mountains, a little bit cooler. Steamboat coming in at 78 degrees, Vail at 74, Gunnison at 75, Alamosa at 75 as well. And then in Grand Junction, it's going to be a pretty hot day, 92 degrees, but still overall across the state, beautiful weather tomorrow. All right, so as everyone knows, Labor Day weekend is one of the biggest camping weekends of the year. So I took a look at the weather forecast up at Red Feather Lakes, a really popular camping destination here in northern Colorado, and they're going to have perfect weather this weekend. So on Saturday, it's going to be 77 degrees with a low of 48. There shouldn't be a cloud in the sky, so it's going to be perfect. And then on Sunday, it's going to be 81 degrees with a low of 43. In my opinion, that's perfect camping weather. All right, so let's take a look at the 7-day forecast now as we go. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast now as we go throughout the rest of the week. Overall, it's going to be pretty good. Friday is going to be 85 here in Fort Collins, 90 on Saturday, 96 on Sunday. It's going to be pretty hot, so you definitely want to be drinking a lot of water. And then on Monday for the annual Forttitude, or the inaugural Forttitude, it's going to be 89. So pretty hot. Be sure to wear sunscreen, drink lots of water. On Tuesday, it's going to cool off a little bit. It's going to be a little rainy, 79 degrees. Wednesday, though, it's going to start warming back up, 82. And then on Thursday, it's going to be 89. Perfect weather. The summer comes back in full swing. All right, and then speaking of what's going on Monday, it's going to be a very historic weekend here in Fort Collins as the inaugural Forttitude kicks off. This is going to be one of the largest races in northern Colorado's history. It's Fort Collins' version of the Boulder Boulder. So at 8 a.m. when the A wave starts, it's going to be 70 degrees. It's perfect running weather. Then at 9 a.m., after you've been running for a while, it's going to be 73 degrees, amazing weather. And when the pros start running at 10:30, it's going to be 77. So it's not going to be quite as hot yet, but thankfully most of the runners are going to be done by the time that it heats up. So now before I go, I need to say something. As a weather forecaster, there's no way that I can go through this week without saying something about what's been going on in Houston. The images have been heartbreaking. Over the last week, Tropical Storm Harvey has dumped over 40 inches of rain around the Houston area. This has been devastating for the region. Despite this, the people of Houston and the first responders have remained resilient in the face of chaos and despair. The way that people from all walks of life have come together to help each other is remarkable, and it's something that's definitely worth noting. Volunteers from across the country, even right here in Colorado, have rushed down to help in whatever way they can. But you don't have to drive down to Houston to help. Many charities, such as the Greater Houston Community Foundation, Global Giving, and the United Way of Houston, are accepting donations online to help victims rebuild their lives. This story continues to develop as Harvey makes its way inland. And for the latest updates, be sure to stay tuned to CTV and the Collegian. That's all I have for you tonight, Rams. Good night.